Hey everyone, finish watching the next episode of Beetleborgs, Attack of the Brain Suckers. Les Fortunes goes to a comic book publisher and reveals his latest monster idea to him as an incentive to publish his own comic. When that doesn't work, Nukas brings to life a monster from Fortune's new comic, The Brain Sucker. It brainwashes the publisher, and he agrees to publish Les Fortune's new comic. The kids get the new comic. Les Fortune's credited himself in it, so they know Nukas is behind this. The kids call Art Fortunes, and he tells the kids that the comic printing plant is being run by dregs. They go to free the plant. Just as they leave, the Brainsucker monster attacks Zoom Comics and brainwashes Nano. The kids use their bug-out ability to sneak into the printing plant and find the publisher, Rudy McDougal, brainwashed and unresponsive. They head to Hillhurst next to get Flabber's help. The Brainsucker gets there first and chases the monsters around. One by one, it brainwashes each of them. Frankenbeans gets away because he doesn't have his brain in, only marbles for some reason. The Brainsucker chases Little Ghoul to the basement. The kids make it and Flabber tells them what's going on. They head to the basement and chase Brainsucker out. Flabber then tells the kids the monster went to Charterville Dam. They track him down and finally defeat him, returning him to Les Fortune's comic and reversing his brainwashing effects on everyone. Later, the monsters of Hillhurst are fighting over one of the Brainsucker comics. This is a fun episode. Nukas' latest monster gets a big focus, bigger than I think any other monster in Metallix so far. There's only one Brainsucker, not multiple, like the title implies. Les Fortune's plan is kinda dumb, so I guess good thing he had a monster that could conveniently brainwash people. At least I think his plan was initially to just convince Rudy McDougal to publish his comic. Maybe brainwashing him was his plan all along. I thought the underground egg-laying monster he talked about at the beginning would be the main monster, but no. It's a little confusing since Nukas even conjures up footage of the monster in action. Rudy McDougal is dressed up in bright red and yellow, similar to Nutty Nichols from VR Troopers from the episode Grimlord's Big Breakout. At first, I thought that was him. The Brainsucker attacks Zoom Comics. I don't know why. I guess to give Nano something to do? The Hillhurst monsters are funny. Each of them react differently to the Brainsucker. It was clever to have Frankenbeans immune to it simply because he didn't happen to have his brain with him for some reason. Maybe we should have gotten a reason earlier explaining why Frankie doesn't have his brain, setting this gag up. But it's not too big a deal. Most of this episode is very comedy-focused. When the kids face off with the Brainsucker at the dam, there's a little kid in the background. I'm surprised the Beetleborgs plot didn't just have Brainsucker brainwash a kid on the way to the dam, then they wouldn't have to shoot around him so much. Maybe that would have eaten up more time, so just get rid of the beginning with Les and Rudy. Just skip to the monster brainwashing him there, streamlined. Rudy McDougal was played by Larry Butler. He has over 100 credits to his name, including some big movies like Hook and Rocky IV. Now, he mostly sticks to direct-to-DVD horror schlock, some of which he produces as well. Occasionally, he still pops up in big movies like the recent Call of the Wild. He provided voices for Saban in Digimon Fusion and Glitter Force, and was in many recently produced English dubs of Ultraman. Most notably, he voiced Ultra 7 himself. The Brainsucker was voiced by Bren Walco, a comedian who's been acting since the mid-90s. He provided some voices in Power Rangers in Space and Lost Galaxy. He's still acting today, but his passion appears to be comedy. He even has his own film company specializing in comedies. Pretty good episode. Metallix appears to have hit its stride. Hopefully this continues. So that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.
How would you thank the Beetleborgs for getting your brains back?
Eat them?